Today we are going to be writing multiplication stories. Basically what that means is we are creating word problems. Your favorite! All right, well, we have to first understand what multiplication means. I've always been told that multiplication sign means of. So if we think of that as of, we can think about these other parts, these factors in my multiplication equation, that this can mean groups or rows of this many. So this is the number in each group or the number in each row. So these are the number of groups or number of rows, and this is the number in each group or row. So if I have 8 times 6, that means I can have 8 groups of 6. So I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups of 6. Now I could just draw 6 little dots in there in each of them, but it's going to take me a lot longer. So I opted to do it this way, just to write my number 6. So I've got 8 groups of 6. I also can look at that as an array. That means I have 8 rows of 6. So I can have, and I think I'll draw it up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows of 6. Oh dear, not the most equal here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows of 6. Now these are supposed to be equal groups. As you can see, my drawing is not perfect. So I have 8 rows of 6. Now, is it possible that you can have 6 rows of 8? So can we flip these? Is that possible? Yes, it is. Do you know what property tells us that is possible? The commutative property. The commutative property tells us that it does not matter what order my factors are in. Can you remember me from class? Commutative property. Changing the order of the factors doesn't change the product. So the commutative property, that basically tells us that 8 times 6 is the same thing as 6 times 8. So does that mean that instead of 8 groups of 6, I could have 6 groups of 8? And it would get the same product? Yes, it does. Okay, so really what we're trying to get to is creating a word problem for this. But now that I think we've gone over and you understand what multiplication means, now we are ready to create a word problem. So try to think of one right now. Think of a couple kids' names or a kid's name. Think of some items that he might have, how many groups he might have, how many there might be in each group. Normally, if we are in class, I would ask for your examples, but since I'm not with you, I can't. So let's choose somebody. How about Bobby? Bobby has 8 groups of hats. I don't know why he has so many hats, but that's what came to my mind. So Bobby has 8 groups of hats. Each group has 6 hats. Now we need to come up with our question. What question could we ask based on that information? How many hats does Bobby have in all? Or could we have said, how many hats does Bobby have total? Yes. Could we have said, how many hats does Bobby have in his 8 groups? Sure. All right, so that is how you do it.